Raise your hand if you've ever felt like a fraud even when everyone around you says you're doing great. Have you ever wondered why, despite your achievements, you still feel like you're faking it? If that's you, you're not alone. In this video, we will take a closer look at the psychological and societal factors contributing to imposter syndrome. We'll explore how upbringing, societal pressures, and personal beliefs play a role and hear from experts who have studied this phenomenon in depth. Stick around because coming up, we'll reveal some surprising insights that might just change the way you see yourself and your accomplishments. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the psychological factors behind imposter syndrome. Raise your hand if you've ever felt like it's never enough, no matter how much you achieve. Imposter syndrome often brings along a mix of anxiety and chronic stress. Imagine constantly feeling like you're on the verge of being found out as a fraud. This anxiety can be paralyzing, making it difficult to focus and perform well. It's like having a constant critic in your head, questioning every move you make. Perfectionism and fear of failure are also key players. If you believe that you must be perfect to be worthy, any mistake feels catastrophic. This fear can stop you from taking risks or trying new things because the thought of failing is just too overwhelming. For instance, a high-achieving student might fear every test, even though they consistently get good grades. Low self-esteem and self-worth are at the heart of imposter syndrome. If you struggle to see your own value, it's hard to accept compliments or praise. You might think, they're just being nice, or I fooled them again. This leads to overworking in an attempt to prove yourself and avoid being exposed as a fraud. Early childhood experiences and parental expectations can lay the groundwork for imposter syndrome. If you grew up with high expectations and conditional praise, you might have internalized the belief that you're only worthy when you achieve. This can create a lifelong pattern of self-doubt and the need to constantly prove yourself. Negative thought patterns and self-doubt keep the cycle going. You might find yourself constantly criticizing your own work and doubting your abilities. Even when you succeed, you attribute it to luck or external factors rather than your own skills and efforts. So, how can we tackle these psychological factors? Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a powerful tool. It helps you challenge and reframe negative thoughts, turning "I'm not good enough" into "I'm capable and deserving." Practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance is crucial. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Remember, it's okay to be imperfect. Experts emphasize the importance of self-awareness. Recognizing and understanding your negative patterns is the first step toward change. Techniques for positive self-talk and reframing thoughts can help you build a more positive self-image. Embracing imperfections and learning from failures is key. Remember, every mistake is an opportunity to grow. So, let me pass a question on to you. How do you deal with negative self-talk and self-doubt? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found value in this video, hit the like button. Next, let's delve into societal pressures and how they contribute to imposter syndrome. In today's world, social media plays a huge role in fueling imposter syndrome. Scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. You see the curated highlights of people's lives and start to feel like you're not measuring up. This comparison culture can make you feel inadequate, even if you're doing just fine. High expectations from family and peers also add to the pressure. Many of us are pushed to achieve certain milestones by specific ages: graduating college, landing a great job, buy a house, starting a family. The list goes on. When we don't meet these societal benchmarks, we can start to feel like failures, despite our unique journeys and achievements. Workplace dynamics further exacerbate these pressures. In highly competitive environments, the drive to constantly prove oneself can lead to feelings of inadequacy and imposter syndrome. The portrayal of success and perfection in the media only adds to the problem, creating unrealistic standards that seem impossible to achieve. So, How do we combat these societal pressures? One effective strategy is to limit your exposure to social media. By taking breaks and curating your feed to follow positive and inspiring accounts, you can reduce the constant comparisons. Setting personal, realistic goals can also help you focus on what truly matters to you rather than societal expectations. Experts recommend mindful consumption of media. Be selective about what you watch and read. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift you rather than bring you down. Building resilience through self-reflection and self-care practices can help you withstand societal pressures. Encouraging open conversations about mental health in your circles can also normalize these experiences and reduce stigma. Developing a strong sense of self-worth that's independent of societal validation is key. Understand that your value doesn't come from meeting external expectations, but from being true to yourself and your journey. By recognizing and addressing these societal pressures, you can start to dismantle the imposter syndrome and build a more authentic and fulfilling life. Now let's dive into how personal beliefs and self-talk contribute to imposter syndrome. Personal beliefs play a huge role in fueling imposter syndrome. Many of us hold deep-seated beliefs about perfectionism and success. We think we need to be flawless to be worthy, and any mistake means we're a failure. This fear of failure can be paralyzing, making it difficult to take risks or try new things. Negative self-image and self-worth are also key factors. If you constantly see yourself in a negative light, it's hard to accept success and believe in your abilities. These beliefs often stem from childhood or past experiences where we may have internalized negative messages about our worth. Unrealistic standards and expectations add to the pressure. When we set the bar impossibly high, it's no wonder we feel like we're falling short. This mindset makes it hard to appreciate our achievements and see our true value. Negative self-talk is a major component of imposter syndrome. It manifests in various ways, constantly downplaying achievements, engaging in harsh self-criticism, and feeling undeserving of success. For example, you might think, I only got this job because they needed to fill the position quickly, or anyone could have done what I did. This inner dialogue reinforces the belief that you're a fraud, even when evidence shows otherwise. Let's look at some real-life examples. An artist might believe their work isn't good enough despite receiving positive feedback. A manager might attribute their promotion to luck rather than their skills and hard work. A student might constantly fear they'll fail exams, even though they consistently get good grades. A professional might feel undeserving of accolades and recognition, thinking they've somehow deceived others into overestimating their abilities. Experts emphasize the importance of self-awareness. Identifying and understanding your negative patterns is the first step toward changing them. Practicing gratitude and positive thinking can also improve your self-talk. Therapy can help address deep-seated beliefs and develop healthier thought patterns. Celebrating small wins and progress, no matter how minor they seem, can boost your confidence and reduce feelings of inadequacy. Developing a growth mindset is another powerful tool. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as threats to your self-worth. By focusing on improvement rather than perfection, you can build resilience and reduce imposter syndrome. By understanding and addressing your personal beliefs and self-talk, you can begin to overcome imposter syndrome and recognize your true value. Now let's turn to the experts who have studied imposter syndrome in depth. To help us understand more about imposter syndrome, we've gathered insights from leading psychologists, researchers, and therapists. One notable expert is Dr. Pauline Clance, who first identified imposter syndrome, along with Dr. Suzanne Imes. Their pioneering work has shed light on the psychological roots of this phenomenon, helping countless people recognize and address their feelings of inadequacy. Practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance is another key strategy. Dr. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher on self-compassion, suggests that treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend can significantly reduce feelings of imposterism. By being gentle with yourself, you can build resilience and a more positive self-image. Building a supportive network and seeking mentorship can make a big difference. Experts highlight the importance of having a community where you can share your experiences and receive encouragement. Mentors, in particular, can provide valuable guidance and reassurance. Mindfulness and stress reduction practices, such as meditation and deep breathing exercises, are highly recommended by mental health professionals. These practices help manage anxiety and keep you grounded in the present moment, reducing the impact of negative self-talk. Let's look at some real-life stories shared by experts. Dr. Valerie Young, author of The Secret Thoughts of Successful Women, has documented numerous cases of individuals who have successfully managed imposter syndrome. One inspiring story is of a high-achieving executive who, through therapy and self-reflection, learned to embrace her accomplishments and silence her inner critic. Famous personalities like Michelle Obama and Tom Hanks have openly discussed their experiences with imposter syndrome, showing that it affects people at all levels of success. Their stories remind us that feeling like an imposter is a common experience and can be overcome. So, let me pass a question on to you. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, what strategies have helped you manage it? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found value in this video, hit the like button. By incorporating these expert-recommended strategies, you can begin to overcome imposter syndrome and embrace your true potential. If you enjoyed this video, you might also find our video on solitude helpful. It explores the art of embracing solitude for personal growth and mindfulness. Discover the power of being alone and how it can aid your personal development journey. I have a link below in the description. Check it out. Give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos on mental health and well-being.